Good morning, everyone. We'll call together the decision-making for the Committee on Commerce and Consumer Protection. We have 4 items, I believe, on our agenda this morning, coming to us from various committees. We have in the conference room Senator Bennett Mizalucha, Senator Joy San Buenaventura. On Zoom, we have Senator Clarence Nishihara and our Vice Chair, Senator Stanley Chang. So we have quorum and are ready to proceed. Members, I believe that you should have received the recommendations from the chair yesterday, so we'll go down each one and you can let me know if there are any concerns that you have. The first item on the agenda is House Bill 561, House Draft 2, Senate Draft 1, relating to energy. It came to us from EET. Requires the PUC to determine whether analysis of the effect of the state's reliance on fossil fuels is necessary for proceedings involving water, wastewater, telecom, and whether it would be required for routine replacements that do not pertain to capital improvements or operations. We had testimony from DCCA, the Consumer Advocacy, recommending language to cover greenhouse gas emission analysis, reasonableness of costs pertaining to electric or gas utility system, capital improvements, as well as making sure that the exemption applies to water, wastewater, and telecom providers. They want amendments also in some of the other provisions. Chair believes that this is an important measure, and it's important for the PUC to analyze biomass emissions if biomass is contemplated for electric generation in projects within the PUC's purview, as well as any other fossil fuel or anything else that's used to generate electricity. So the chair recommends that we pass this measure with amendments. There were some technical, non-substantive amendments recommended by SMA. Take the DCCA Division of Consumer Advocacy's recommendations regarding language to cover greenhouse gas emission analysis. To take amendments recommended on page 2, lines 1 through 9, also from DCCA, that the Public Utilities Commission shall consider the need to reduce the state's reliance on fossil fuels through energy efficiency and increase renewable energy generation in exercising its authority and duties under this chapter, and making determinations of the reasonableness of the costs pertaining to fossil fuel or biomass-sourced electric or gas utility system, capital improvements and operations. The Commission shall explicitly consider quantitatively or qualitatively the effect of the state's reliance on fossil fuels and biomass on the reliability and cost. I think even though the previous committee had dumped out biomass, in looking at all the testimony, Chair believes it's important for the PUC to analyze biomass emissions if biomass is contemplated for electric generation in projects within the PUC's purview, because we all know that biomass can be just as harmful in terms of what gases it's emitting as fossil fuel. So if our idea is to clean up the environment and the air that we breathe, I think we've got to cover all of these bases. Any questions or concerns from members? If not, recommendation is to pass with amendments. Chair votes aye. Senator Mizalucha,
Yes.
will you take the vote, please?
Sure. For HB 561, HD2, SD1 for Committee on Commerce and Consumer Protection, Chair recommends pass with amendments. Vice Chair Chang, your vote, please.
Aye.
Senator Mizalucha votes aye. Senator Riviere.
Aye.
Senator San Buenaventura.
Aye.
Senator Favela.
Aye.
Senator Nishihara's
And
on.
Senator Nishihara, sorry, missed that. Go ahead, Senator Nishihara.
Aye.
6 votes. Chair, your recommendation's adopted.
Thank you, members. Did we get everybody?
Senator Favela got on and just disappeared.
Okay, all right. We'll find him on the next bill, hopefully. The next bill is House Bill 302, House Draft 1, Senate Draft 1, relating to advanced practice registered nurses. Authorizes APRNs to order and certify home health for Medicare patients. Authors APRNs to certify whether a person is totally disabled under the state income tax code, and authorizes APRNs to make capacity determinations. Adds APRNs as primary providers in advanced mental health care directives. Chair recommends, we had supportive testimony from everybody that submitted testimony: Board of Nursing, Hawaii Psychological Association, Queens Health. We had some comments from Department of Taxation, Healthcare Association of Hawaii, but no opposition. Chair recommends we pass this measure with technical non-substantive amendments for purposes of clarity and consistency. Members, any questions? If not, Chair votes aye. Senator Mizalucha, will you call the roll for it?
Sure. HB 302, HD1, SD1 for Committee on Commerce and Consumer Protection. The chair recommends pass with amendments. For all 6 members present, are there any reservations? Any nays? Chair, that's 6 votes. Your recommendation's
Okay.
adopted.
And Senator Favela was able to join us again, so we have our full committee. Thank you, all members. The next item on our agenda, decision-making agenda, is House Bill 471, House Draft 1, Senate Draft 1, relating to behavioral analysts. This makes permanent the regulation of behavioral analysts. Recommendation, there was all supportive testimony. PVL requested that this measure be amended by changing the effective date from upon approval to effective 9/29/21. Because this is a continuing regulation, this ensures, by changing that date, it ensures that we're not leaving a gap in regulation. So the recommendation of the chair to the committee is to pass with DCCA PVL's amendment regarding the date. So the date when this measure would become effective is 6/29/21. Any questions or comments? If not, chair votes aye. Pass with amendments.
For HB 471, HD1, SD1, the chair recommends pass with amendments for all 7 members present. Any nays? Any reservations? Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Okay, so we've included Senator Favela on the
Yes,
one we did before.
yes.
Okay, because he was there, just
Yeah.
double checking. All right, thank you, members. Next item is House Bill 264, House Draft 1, Senate Draft 1, relating to transportation network companies. This establishes requirements and permitting procedures for TNCs to operate in the state, makes permanent insurance requirements for TNCs and for their drivers, and has an effective date. Chair recommends that we pass this measure with, the testimony was all supportive, DOT was supportive, Uber, Roberts Hawaii doesn't like it, but they don't want any competition. Chair recommends that we pass this measure with some technical, non-substantive amendments. DOT's request that permit fees go to the Highway Special Fund and give it a clean effective date of 7/1/2021. Any questions, comments, or concerns? If not, the recommendation is to pass House Bill 264 with technical, non-substantive amendments and the amendment requested by DOT and a clean effective date. Chair votes aye.
For HB 264, HD1, SD1, the chair recommends pass with amendments for all 7 members present. Are there any nays? Any reservations? Chair, your recommendation's adopted.
Thank you, members, and does that bring us to the end of our agenda? I believe it does. Thank you all so much for your support and your help. We will see you a little later. Aloha. We're adjourned.
Yay.